left-wing Kingz. Listen, think, act, repeat. Kamala Harris proposes the national legalization of marijuana for recreational use, coupled with efforts to ensure black entrepreneurs have access to the growing cannabis industry. Ace, how will this effort rectify the historic injustices of the war on drugs and create new economic opportunities?
There's a lot of brothers in jail right now over marijuana. You know, we know that. It's a lot of black people that smoke marijuana. Marijuana's been around forever. You know what I'm saying? You know, if we want to probably look at it, it's probably just a horrible lobby from the tobacco industry against marijuana to keep it illegal. Okay, with that being said, a lot of sentences were passed out, especially in the war on drugs. You know what I'm saying? Mm-hmm. So, this initiative will, it's a couple of things. We know black people smoke marijuana. We know black people sell marijuana. Maybe smart to give them the capability to build up businesses that are lucrative now in their own communities and sell it to probably one of the primary customers. You know what I'm saying? That would make sense. You know what I'm saying? A whole bunch of sense. But as we know, marijuana became legal when white people were able to invest in marijuana, when they were able to own fields in marijuana. Before, when brown people and black people were owning that stuff, it was illegal. Now it's legal, but it's legal once they have the advantage again. You see what I'm saying? Once they got the advantage, now it's legal and you can get it. And they got enough nerve to say, if you got a felony, you can't get it. So guess what? A lot of these brothers that were selling drugs and went to jail for it, now can't even get into the business because they try to cop it and say because they have a felony. Well, that's funny that something that was once so illegal is now legal, and you're going to hold that against me. War on drugs put us out there a lot. Then I even fall back to the intentional placement of drugs in the black community in the 60s and 70s. You know, where Nixon actually had a campaign that did that to sell drugs in the hard drugs in communities or whatever, which led into the war drugs in the 80s. You know what I'm saying? So she's going after a lot of this history when it comes to marijuana, but it also just falls into the, how drugs played a part in just bringing down black communities and destroying black communities. You know what I'm saying? Definitely. But the marijuana thing, it can be big economically if you put it in the right hands and give the right people chances.
Yeah,
definitely.
And that also, again, plays into the whole, things being related. If you legalize marijuana, then that's less people who are going to be fined, less people who are going to have to go to court, less people who are going to have to go to jail for marijuana possession. Okay?
Yep.
Marijuana can be taxed. We can use that tax for something else. We can use that tax to fix roads. We can use that tax to build schools in our communities and everything. Because let's be real, people are selling marijuana anyway. Okay?
Mm-hmm. Yep. Exactly.
Number two, you have all these cartels and everything that are coming in and selling marijuana. If it was legal in Texas, well, then that would weaken cartels. It would weaken gangs. It would weaken all of that, okay? Because you're making everything legal. Mm-hmm. And if somebody is, like I said, in a shady business and they want to get themselves clean, well, then, yeah, they can take their money and they can clean it up and they can become a reputable businessman and live a reputable life. That gives them an opportunity. Because let's be real, not everybody who does crime because that's, what they feel like doing. Sometimes that's just the hand that they were dealt and they don't see another way out. And I'm sure that there is another way out, but they might not see it.
Yep.
Mm-hmm.
Okay? So we have to, we need to go ahead and legalize it so that we can give people who are smoking an opportunity to do it without getting criminalized. You got people who have cancer, who have all sorts of back problems and muscular problems and everything who smoke. Not everybody who smokes even smokes for recreational purposes. So I don't understand why it hasn't been legalized already.
Hey, you made me think about something when you're talking there. I mean, and we go back to prohibition, you know what I'm saying? And the mafia was big in prohibition, People didn't stop drinking. They just made it underground. They started selling liquor illegally.
And led to all sorts of violence.
Yeah, but once they legalized liquor again, those businessmen, the mafia, turned legitimate. A lot of them, you know what I'm saying, and became millionaires off of it. These guys, let's talk about Jack Daniels or whatever, if we want to talk about that, or Uncle Nearest, whichever one you want to use, running stills in Tennessee. You know what I'm saying? When it was illegal, as soon as it became legal, those stills turned into refineries. You know what I'm saying, and made millions off of it and set up his whole family. I mean, so it's the same thing. Somebody who probably sold weed probably get into it legally and do the same thing. So that should improve the community or improve that person's life, definitely, and hopefully the community once they do something like that. So same example if you think about prohibition.
Yep, exactly.
And right now, also, the thing about it is this, so if you have people selling weed in the street, it could have formaldehyde in it. It could have coke in it. You don't know what kind of weed you're getting. If it's legal, then at least you're going to know the quality of your product.
Yep. If it's regulated, I mean, it becomes a lot safer when there are rules behind, the product and what they're allowed to distribute to the masses. So, I mean, when we look at these 5 things, man, I think these are 5 things that will greatly improve things for the African American community, as well as the community at large. Like we talked about earlier, she ain't gonna be able to get this thing passed by just saying, "Hey, I'm gonna do some things for some black folks." I'm sorry to let y'all know. I know a lot of black men out there always say things like, "What have you done for us? What have you done for us? What have you done for us?" These are things that are for you. All right, I don't care if it's 17 days, 15 days, or 3 days before the election that you finding out about it. But the thing that I do know is a lot of people don't know anything about this. And we're trying to make y'all aware of these programs that she's putting into place that are going to be beneficial to you so that you can make an informed voting decision, man.